So as most people already know, former President Jimmy Carter passed away back on December 29th, and we are currently still mourning the loss of Jimmy Carter. So for this video, to honor the life of Jimmy Carter, I'm going to be eating one of these. The Hershey's Mr. Goodbar, which includes chocolate and peanut. No, it doesn't include chocolate and peanut butter, okay? The boys, they eat chocolate and peanut butter, whereas real men, they eat chocolate and peanuts. And Jimmy Carter was a real man. From the time he was a kid up until when he was an early adult, he worked on the peanut farms in Georgia. So here it goes. You know, it looks like a normal bar, but on the back you can see there's pieces of peanuts in there. So let's actually give it a try. So one of the first things that you can taste, besides the Hershey's chocolate, are the pieces of peanuts in there. And they're actually not really hard at all. They're like very soft peanuts. You know, peanuts, like any kind of plant-based food, you know, if you just leave it there for long periods of time, they're just gonna get all hard, nasty, and stale. But these, they're not like that at all. For those who don't know what Jimmy Carter is, if you don't know who Jimmy Carter is, then you're either from a foreign country or you're just too young to remember. You know, Jimmy Carter, he was the 39th president, served from 1977 to 1981. You know, a lot of his policies weren't really that popular. You know, he's infamously known for the Iran hostage crisis. But I mean, the general consensus is that he wasn't a very good president, but was a good person in general. You know, he gave a lot to charity. In 2002, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. You know, and you know, he was also known for his participation of the Habitat for Humanity. I bet you probably didn't know this. You know, back when Jimmy Carter worked on the peanut farms when he was a kid, he was often nicknamed Mr. Goodbar, you know, because he worked on the peanut farms. After Jimmy Carter, after he left the presidency, he actually planned to include this detail in one of his first autobiographies, but Hershey's actually contacted him. That they pretty much told him that if he included Mr. Goodbar, if he included that name in there, that he was going to have to pay a $1 million royalty for that. Jimmy didn't want to be bothered by it, so he omitted that part in his book. Conspiracy theorists claimed that Reagan actually colluded with Hershey's, you know, to force Jimmy to you know, either pay the royalty or just, you know, not include it at all. You know, kind of similar how he colluded with the Iranian government to prevent Jimmy Carter from bringing in the hostages home, that only Reagan was going to be allowed to do that. But I mean, that's just a theory. It doesn't mean it's true. Are there any more in here? Ah, yes, there is. You know, I never thought about this before, but after this video, I plan on going to pretty much any Texas Roadhouse, you know, that has the bucket of the peanuts in there. You know, for those that have never been in Texas Roadhouse, they actually do have, you know, buckets that have nice old stale peanuts in there. I think I'm actually gonna eat the whole thing. Okay? Like a real man. And Jimmy Carter was a real man. Okay? He worked on the farms. If there's one thing that I have in common with Jimmy Carter, is that I have some family members that worked on the farms. Specifically, some family members of my dad's family, they worked on the potato farms up in Fort Canton, Maine. when my potato farming family members die, when they die, if Hershey's haven't already done so, I am going to make a video similar to this, but I'm actually going to be eating Hershey's that have potatoes stored into them. It may sound disgusting, but I think it could work out for them. Alright, so I'm down to 2 of the Mr. Goodbars. To pay respect to Jimmy Carter, you gotta have peanuts. I don't care if it's Mr. Goodbar, I don't care if it's the planter peanuts, or the old, nasty, dry, stale ones from Texas Roadhouse. You gotta eat those. You gotta do it to pay respects for Jimmy. Okay? He was a hard worker. You know, he worked on the peanut farms. You know, he knew what it was like. He grew up in the Great Depression. He knew what hardship was like, okay? And if you're not an American, then, you know, I recommend doing this to, you know, to pay respect to the United States for losing a former president. So, yeah, that's it. See ya.